Welcome to Handmade Happenings. I'm Rosa. Today I'm showing you how to sew French seams. This is a method that encloses the raw edge of your fabric inside of the seam. I particularly like it for sheer fabrics where the seam can be seen on the outside of the garment, or one where I just want a really nice finish on the inside. Start by taking your fabric and placing it with the wrong sides together and lining up the raw edges of your seam. Now you're going to sew along the seam using half or a little less than half of your seam allowance. Most patterns that I've seen use either half or 5/8 of an inch for a seam allowance. So for both of those, you would sew this first time at 1/4 inch. So now you're going to take your fabric, open it up, and go ahead and press the seam to one side. I consider the next step optional, which means I rarely do it. You can go ahead and trim down this seam a little. This is probably more helpful if you sewed half the seam allowance the first time around, as it does kind of make this seam a little smaller and less likely to get caught when you sew the next side. But if you sewed slightly less than half of the seam allowance, I wouldn't really worry about it at all. So now I'm going to take it and fold it over so that now the right sides are together. And I'm going to sew along the seam again using the remainder of the seam allowance. So for a 1/2 inch seam allowance, that would be another 1/4 inch. And for a 5/8, that would be 3/8 of an inch. So here we go. You can see the seam on the inside. It has this folded edge here so that there is no raw edge to be seen. And on the right side, you just have a neat seam and there's nothing showing here either.